Hello and welcome, fans. This should have been a brief discussion, but I just wanted to discuss about how horrible robbery it was, and man, it was such a horrible robbery. And to some point, I just need to share this on Twitter. I need to pinpoint to some aspects of the game why judges score like that. Why judges score like that? What are the rules? What is the heck is happening? What the heck is happening? Hold on. Fine. All right. Now I know that many people want to talk about the main fight etc. But me, I'm a bit different, Juice. I'm always ready to discuss every single fight and I'm always ready to give everybody a shot. But now we're going to analyze the official rules. You know that damage is parameter number one, and you know the damage is the most important parameter when it comes to the game and when it comes to all aspects of the game. What I need to say is this time nobody cared about damage. I understand that Jeremiah Wells dominated in the third and that he should win the third round because Semelsberger didn't create much of a damage in the third. But in the first round, Semelsberger won fair and square. Semelsberger pretty much did a great job. He also rocked his opponent, scored a knockdown, and you know that a knockdown is the most important parameter. One sec. You know that a knockdown is the most important parameter. And so far, I'm clueless. I'm clueless. Why the heck that wasn't scored? Like in the second round is pretty much questionable, and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down sec by sec, detail by detail. Like in the early stages of the second round, you've seen pretty much a domination of Semelsberger. Then Jeremiah Wells drags him to the ground. And when Jeremiah Wells dragged him to the ground, he was unable to hold him, and Semelsberger was just he was just closing guard, you know. And Semelsberger was creating good pendulum. He was defending well, and his defense was pretty much on point. Jeremiah didn't make a damage in that round. I got to say, Jeremiah didn't make a damage in round two. And Semelsberger rocked him badly with a knockdown at the end of the round. So if we are going to say that damage is parameter number one, if we are going to say that damage is parameter number one, then how not Semelsberger lost that round? Can somebody explain? Of course. You are going to say this is a conspiracy theory, etc. We are going to read the rules now. I know we are reading. I know we are reading rules like every single time, and I'm eager to say that. Very much eager to say that some things are not respected, but we must take a look. MMA rules. Let's see. Unified rules of mixed martial arts and MMA, unified rules of MMA. So let's see. Damage is parameter number one. I mean, damage is parameter number one. We can say whatever we want. All right, fouls. And let me find this intentional fouls. I'm now searching 10 points. Judging criteria. All bouts will be evaluated and scored by a minimum of 3 judges. The 10-point system will be the standard for scoring a bout. Under the 10-point must scoring system, 10 points must be awarded to the winner of the round, 9 points or less must be awarded to the loser, except for a rare even round which is scored 10-10. Judges shall evaluate mixed martial art techniques such as effective striking, grappling, plan A, effective aggressiveness, plan B, and control of the fighting area, plan C. Plans B and C are not taken into consideration unless plan A is weighed as being even. Unless plan A is weighed as being even. Striking is more important than grappling, and damage is way more important than anything. Like, evaluations shall be made in the specific order in which the techniques appear in C above, given the most weight in scoring to effective striking, grappling, effective aggressiveness, and control of the fighting area. Effective striking is judged by determining the impact effect of legal strikes landed by a contestant solely based on the results of such legal strikes. Effective grappling is assessed by the successful executions and impactful, effective results coming from takedowns, submission attempts, achieving an advantageous positions, and reversals. Effective aggressiveness means aggressively making attempts to finish the fight. Fighting area control is assessed by determining who is dictating the pace, place, and position of the bout. Now, when we read all of that, isn't a knockdown a chance to finish the fight? I mean, let's just read these criteria. Isn't this when you're doing this? When you knock somebody down, isn't this an attempt to finish the fight? Right? Right? Knockdown is an attempt to finish the fight. Jeremiah dragged him to the ground, but he didn't try to finish the fight even once. He was just holding him down. We haven't seen leaning towards finish. I haven't seen him leaning towards the finish of the fight. All right. The following objective scoring criteria shall be utilized by the judges when scoring a round. A round is to be scored as a 10-10 round when both contestants have competed for whatever duration of time in the round. There is no difference or advantage between either fighter. A round is to be scored 10-9 round when a contestant wins by close margin, where the winning fighter lands the better strikes or utilizes effective grappling during the round. Fine. But let's now talk about the impact. A judge shall assess if a fighter impacts their opponent significantly in the round, even though they may not have dominated the action. Impact. So impact. In the first two rounds, impact, or impact, however you call it, goes in the favor of Matthew Semelsberger. Impact includes visible evidence such as swelling and lacerations. Jeremiah Wells' face didn't look nice. I mean, you've seen, his face didn't look nice. Impact shall also be assessed when a fighter's actions, using striking and or grappling, lead to a diminishing of their opponent's energy, confidence, abilities, and spirit. All of those come as a direct result of impact. When a fighter is impacted by strikes, by lack of control and or ability, this can create defining moments in the round and shall be assessed with great value. Number 3, dominance. As MMA is an offensive-based sport, dominance of a round can be seen in striking when the losing fighter is forced to continually defend with no counters or reaction taken when openings present themselves. Dominance in the grappling phase, dominance can go in the favor of Jeremiah Wells. Dominance in the grappling phase can be seen by fighters taking dominant positions in the fight, utilizing those positions to attempt fight-ending submissions or attacks. Merely holding a dominant positions shall not be a primary factor in assessing dominance. What the fighter does with those positions is what must be assessed. So, Semelsberger won that. Jeremiah Wells is on the roids. Absolutely agree. Now, duration. Parameter number 4. Duration is defined by the time spent by one fighter effectively attacking, controlling, and impacting their opponent while the opponent offers little or no offensive output. Jeremiah Wells offered little or no offensive output in the first two rounds. A judge shall assess duration by recognizing the relative time in a round when one fighter takes and maintains full control of the effective offense. This can be assessed both standing and grounded. Scoring of incomplete rounds. There should be scoring of incomplete rounds if the referee penalizes either contestant, then the appropriate points shall be deducted when the scorekeeper calculates the final score for the partial round. Fine, that's fine. But we are talking about the rules. Yes, Semelsberger won that. We are talking about the rules. Everything I read goes in the favor of Semelsberger. So, final verdict. Clean robbery. 29-28 Semelsberger, clean robbery. I'm telling, when I'm reading the rules, I read your rules, and now please rewatch the fight. I rewatched the fight twice. Every time I scored 29-28 clean for Matthew Semelsberger. Like damage, impact. I'm just reading the rules, Rules are pretty much available. You can also check on this link. If you don't believe me, you can also check on this link. We are talking about the rules too. So you can also check it out on this link. Like, what the heck? I was like, what the heck, really? What the heck? It was a clear robbery. One of the cleanest robberies. He didn't win all 3 rounds. I'm not gonna lie to you. Jeremiah Wells didn't win 3 rounds, but he won only one round. Only round 3. In round 3, Semelsberger looked a bit gassed, but there is a problem with the UFC, and the problem is they score round by round. This is not Pride FC. So if judges don't know to make a difference between UFC and Pride FC, maybe somebody should educate them. No, maybe somebody should really educate them. Just educate fighters. Why educate judges? Work on that. I mean, how can you even score in the favor of other guy? I'm just saying, how can you score like that? Do you even know to score the fight? And what is hidden behind it? That's what I want to say. Like, I read the rules. Every single parameter that is written in the rule book definitively and 100% went in the favor of Matthew Semelsberger in the first 2 rounds. While you can question that Matthew Semelsberger didn't do a great job in round 3, you can question that, and I can't criticize you because of that. But what I can say is a robbery visible out of the airplane. Literally, robbery is visible miles away. So that's how I see this. This robbery is visible miles away, and I have a feeling. I have a feeling somebody didn't want Matthew Semelsberger to win the fight. I can't say whether they reached an agreement but it's obvious that for some reasons UFC is not interested in seeing Matthew Semelsberger extending his winning streak, and I don't know. Maybe they have some reason for it. UFC, of course, is not going to offer explanation. Like also when the MMA Guru criticizes them, they never offer explanation. But guys, I will try to pinpoint to the majority of robberies from now on when I have 100% evidences that the fight was a robbery. I'm gonna tell. Like sometimes I don't. They also asked me about the second fight of the card. Well, it was a close fight. The second fight of the card was very much of a close fight, and I can't say that there was much of the output, and I can't say what disappointed me about Matthew Semelsberger versus Jeremiah Wells. I was disappointed because that fight had the fight of the night potential, and we didn't get fight of the night. We got the snooze fest of the night. And that kind of irritated me a lot because I was expecting more from that fight. I was hoping that fight was going to bring fireworks, but it didn't play out that way. It definitely will play out differently. And was I disappointed? Well, I'm not going to lie. Yes, I was. Yes, I was, because I was expecting way more from that fight. I was expecting way more. And when people... No, robberies happen from time to time, but this is horrible. This is pretty much horrible. And I don't like to see something like that. Like, Matthew Semelsberger will now be on a negative streak, and Jeremiah Wells is a knockout artist, but Semelsberger survived pretty much against him. Jeremiah Wells was unable to parry him on the feet. So we have seen that he was unable to parry him on the feet. He showed excellent fight IQ. Got to give credits to Jeremiah Wells for showing great fight IQ. His fight IQ was pretty much on point, and his fight IQ was amazing. But I just want to say the judges made a horrible mistake. For me, at least, that's a horrible mistake. That's something I can't let. But I mean, of course, they scored it that way. Even if you disagree, with the decision, nobody's gonna care, right? So I'm just trying to say that this was horrible judging seen in this fight. Aside of that, to recap the other part of the card, I can't criticize judging. We've seen a great performance by Sergey Pavlovich, and we've seen a really nice domination on his end. Sergey Pavlovich really did a great job. So far, this fight card was amazing. Also, Blindado Silva, what a knockout. And Christos Giago scored a knockout, which was not expected. I especially didn't expect something like that from Christos Giago. So, to pinpoint to the highlight reel, I have to say that they pretty much did a great job. Bobby Green was wild at presser because he needs his money, and we've seen it was a no contest. I just want to know Sergey Pavlovich cashed extra 50K, which was kind of expected. Pretty much was kind of expected. And he was one of 4 fighters who earned performance of the night bonuses at UFC Vegas 71, joining Bruno Silva, Christos Giagos, and Montel Jackson. Montel Jackson destroyed Rani Yaya. It was expected for Bruno Silva. Silva scored first round knockout of Brett Tavares in the night's co-main event, while Giagos and Jackson both scored first round knockouts of Ricky Glenn and Rani Yaya, respectively, on the night's undercard. So, got to say, these brutal knockouts happened, and there's nothing you can do right now. But I'm just saying, Sergey Pavlovich deserved his bonus, but did Bruno Silva score the better knockout? Well, maybe it was more entertaining to watch. Just okay, back in 2 minutes. Just give me a sec. I need to get back in 2 minutes. Hold on a sec. These scratches. Come on. All right, let's continue the discussion. Just had to do something quickly, and let's continue the discussion. So far, what I want to pinpoint is that fight was one of the most horrible calls. Now let's go discuss. Let's discuss snooze fests, and let me see. UFC Vegas 71 pathology match. Let me see. UFC Vegas fight night. Pavlovich versus Blaze. I got to say, William Gomez versus Francis Marshall. I didn't see it. Being a robbery. As many people saying controversial split decision. I didn't see it. It was a close fight. So a close fight could have gone either way, which is pretty much okay. It's okay when a close fight goes either way around. Pretty much okay to me. And then Norma Dumont versus Carl Rosso was definitely the least entertaining fight on the card, alongside Mohamed Usman Jr. Tafa and alongside Jeremiah Wells versus Matthew Semelsberger. Bobby Green versus Jared Gordon ended in no contest, which was a hard one to. It was a hard decision to make. I didn't see it going that way. Why I'm. I think it was a great card, though. I think it was a great card, but I'm a bit disappointed with a few matches. I'm disappointed, really much disappointed with the match between Jeremiah Wells and Matthew Semelsberger, and I'm disappointed with Usman versus Tafa because Usman was constantly laying on the top of him, and he literally didn't do much. Usman pretty much didn't do much, and he won tactically. He won the fight fair and square, but he won tactically. He was using holes in his opponent's game, and so far I'm eager to say that Muhammad Usman was playing a nice game. He was playing a very, very intelligent game, and we've seen great performance on the end of Muhammad Usman. But the fight was boring to watch because he was constantly dragging Junior Tafa to the ground. He won via fight IQ, that is true, but you've heard crowd booing on many occasions, and when you boo, when the crowd boos like that, that's horrible. When a crowd boos like that, that's horrible. It means the fight is horrible. Also, they were pretty much unhappy with the clash between William Gomez and Francis Marshall. Crowd was pretty much unhappy with that fight. And so far, the dust is gonna settle. Yeah, the dust is gonna settle. The situation is gonna settle. But I'm telling now that we mustn't forget robberies. Because robberies happen for a reason, and I think for some reason somebody didn't. Somebody was not interested in. For some reason, I just said that somebody was not interested in seeing Matthew Semelsberger winning this fight, and somebody didn't follow the rule set. If you ask me why that happened, I got no idea. But generally, this is shame. I believe this is shame for judges. This is shame for the other world. This is shame for everybody, literally, who was ref in that fight. And I think you should think twice before you hire those judges again. Literally, you should think twice. Those judges made horrible calls. And okay, Gomez Marshall was a close fight. I understand. But how can you score a fight where a knockdown? You had a knockdown on the end of Matthew Semelsberger. You had a knockdown on the end of Matthew Semelsberger in the first round. You had a knockdown in the second round, and you're going to tell me that the knockdown didn't matter. Fine, you didn't have to give 10-8 round. That's okay. He wasn't that dominant, especially in the second, but nobody can persuade me that it was not. Nobody can persuade me that he didn't do enough to win the first 2 rounds. Like, I rewatched the fight, and I rewatched it twice. I even counted the strikes. So the truth is, in round 1, Semelsberger was dominant in strikes. In round 2, he didn't land like they landed the even number of strikes, or maybe 1-2 more on either side. I don't know how they calculate significant strikes, etc. But what I want to say is he scored a knockdown, and the number of strikes was very close. So what happens then? Number of strikes is close. And a fighter scores a knockdown, brutal knockdown, a potential fight-ending knockdown, and Wells is just wrestling. Wells was just wrestling, trying to hold the opponent on the ground, and that was all he was doing. Have you seen some more action from him? Because I didn't. Literally, I didn't, and that's something that hurts. That hurts, like, because the other guy, I have a feeling the other guy was robbed. I really have a feeling that Semelsberger was brutally robbed here. And like, it's not Paddy Pimblett versus Jared Gordon case where judges gave 30-27 to Paddy Pimblett on a clean victory of Jared Gordon. But I just have to say Matthew Semelsberger definitely did enough to win the fight, and nobody can persuade me it was the other way around. Nobody can tell me he didn't deserve to win the fight, because he did. He did deserve to win the fight, and I must say that he did enough to win the fight. He was very much dominant. He was very much amazing, and we've seen a great domination. We've seen a great domination on the end of Matthew Semelsberger. So if somebody questions if Matthew Semelsberger won, please watch this video. Please check it out, fellas. Please check it out. And rewatch the fight. I'm not asking from you to trust me. I'm telling you, I'm not asking to trust me. That would be the most stupid thing I could ask from you. Rewatch the fight. Take a look. Watch many times. And you will see whether I'm right or wrong. That's the best way to know whether I'm right or wrong, is to rewatch. Is to watch, analyze. That's the best way to see whether I'm right or wrong. I can accept positive criticism every single time, but Semelsberger won that. Sami Dojadi came out victorious in that fight, and that's something I must say. It was a clean victory for Sami Dojadi, and everybody who thinks differently, I think you don't know the rules well, fellas. And I think Sami Dojadi was brutally damaged in this fight. Now, I'm trying to see why they didn't give a victory to Sami Dojadi, and why they want to put him on a negative streak. But Jeremiah Wells, I know Jeremiah Wells was on positive streak, and Jeremiah Wells Since joining UFC, he hasn't lost a single fight. He destroyed Warley Alves. He was better than Blood Diamond, Court McGee, and against Matthew Semelsberger, he was first time fighting a really, really, really tough opponent. I don't know, or maybe he was just having a bad day in the office. Matthew Semelsberger, on the other hand, he lost to Alex Moron and Jeremiah Wells, defeated Jack Matthews, defeated AJ Fletcher, defeated Martin Sanyo. Maybe somebody doesn't want him to, he's a vet. You can call him a vet. Got a victory over Carlton minus Jason Witt. Maybe they were like, okay, if a vet loses, the vet is not going to get released. Like Jeremiah Wells, they probably plan to push Jeremiah Wells to attack the title or whatever. I don't know what are they planning to do, but in general, to some point, I can understand why you reward the guy on a positive streak. That's okay, but with disgruntling guys like Semelsberger, you are ruining the sport. You are definitely ruining the sport by these decisions, and it was a clean last weekend. We had Lucia Pudilova versus Jocelyn Edwards, where one judge gave 30-27 to Edwards, which was like, what the heck? Pudilova was holding her on the ground. She was unloading big elbows, and I need to raise the awareness about these robberies in the sport. And these robberies are, no, MMA is turning WWE, boxing. Like I was thinking, we had tons of robberies in boxing, which to some point is perfectly. I mean, in boxing, it's harder to be a judge, etc. But in MMA, you see when somebody gets dominated. Like Lucia Pudilova was dominating Jocelyn Edwards pretty much easily. She was dominating Jocelyn Edwards pretty much easily, and I have to say, like there were some, there were some action activity, and I don't know. Just these judges are ruining the sport. Last weekend we had Lucia Pudilova versus Jocelyn Edwards. This weekend we have Jeremiah Wells versus Matthew Semelsberger. What's gonna be next? Which is going to be the next robbery? Why are you ruining the sport? Just tell me why are you ruining the sport? Hello now. Just tell me why are you ruining the sport? What is the point of that? What is the point of ruining the sport? Like stealing, even for the gamblers, man. What if somebody played on Semelsberger, and what if somebody was playing Semelsberger decision? Like, fine. I mean, I'm not saying I'm butthurt because my pick was Jeremiah Wells to win if I had to pick a side, but I'm angry. I actually am angry. I'm angry because of one thing, and I'm angry because they didn't do a good job with him. They didn't do a good job with this fight. Same when I was betting Paddy Pimblett. I did bet on Paddy Pimblett, but I'm honest. I'm honestly saying that I don't care much about my bets, my picks. I care about honesty. I like honest approach. Honesty, I don't like robberies because unfortunately I was learned to be honest, and I'm not saying it's good. Maybe it's horrible. Maybe it's not good. But I was taught to be honest. I was taught not to steal and to always be honest and honorable person. And I know this is a hard blow for some of you. I know this is a hard blow for people who bet on Semelsberger, and it's okay. Like we had the case of Petr Yan. We had the case of Petr Yan. Hi, hello, Marcus. So, like, Petr Yan was robbed on many occasions, and that's fine. Like against Sean O'Malley, they are protecting some fighters for a reason, and that's what I'm saying. Just watch this video, and you will see. I'm not telling you to believe me. I'm telling you to watch. Please, rewatch the fight, and you will see whether I'm right or not. That's all I'm asking. Rewatch the fight. You will see whether I'm right or wrong. I might be wrong. Who knows? What if I'm wrong? No props. I might be right. I might be wrong. But the truth is, Wells did not win that fight. Horribly, he didn't win that fight. Nobody can persuade me other way around. I was reading parameters for the successful victory, and everybody can open and read the UFC unified rules. So I believe knockdown is an attempt to finish the fight, because that knockdown could have been a knockout, and Matthew Semelsberger followed up in round 1. In round 2, the problem with the knockdown, you think Semelsberger should win. I see, yeah. In round 2, the only problem I see in round 2, The only problem I see in round 2 is the fact that Semelsberger knocked him down and he didn't follow up. In round 1, he followed up, but you must add the parameter that it was the dying seconds of round 2, and he didn't have time to follow up even if he wanted to. Yeah, I think Semelsberger won 29-28. I wrote everything. I elaborated everything nicely. But I'm just saying, last weekend we had Lucia Pudilova versus Jocelyn Edwards, but this was more brutal robbery than Wells versus Semelsberger. Jeremiah Wells wasn't very busy from the top. I guess he was just busy enough. Okay, fair enough. In round 3, he won round 3, Semelsberger won round 1, and round 2, I'm just explaining why round 2 should have gone to Matthew Semelsberger. But yeah, he was just busy enough. That's true, but he was not trying to finish the fight. I'm just saying that Matthew Semelsberger scored the knockdown in the second, and the knockdown, as much as I know, is an attempt to finish the fight. He was busier off the top, that is true, but Semelsberger landed more shots, and that round 2 was pretty much close. But I think knockdown should have given edge to Semelsberger. Fighters are smart to Peter Petter and point fight from the top. Judges scored that ground and pound volume, even if it isn't heavy. I know. Round three, I have no dilemma. It's a clean victory for Jeremiah Wells. But when you said fighters are smart to Peter Petter and point fight from the top, that's okay. Okay, you are right. But last weekend, for example, we had the case of Lucia Pudilova versus Jocelyn Edwards, and Lucia Pudilova was annihilating her with heavy ground and pound elbows. And she was trying, this was, according to me, these were not point elbows. These were potential finishing elbows because she was really landing some nasty elbows from the full mount. And judges gave all 3 rounds to Jocelyn Edwards. So that's, I know. I thought Semelsberger had the KO and somehow Wells survived round 1. Yeah. So I'm just trying to say that standards have pretty much changed. Muhammad Usman is a case of doing 0 strikes from the top. Yeah, he won via control. He won only via control. I agree with that. But when it comes to that fight, I had Muhammad Usman winning because he controlled Tafa. Tafa didn't make damage. He tried to make damage. But Usman did nothing but controlled him for like 3-4 minutes every round, and Usman was rocked, but Tafa was unable to capitalize on that. And when your opponent is rocked, you must finish the fight. When you rock the opponent so badly, you must finish the fight. I think Tafa made a big mistake in that fight because when Usman was rocked, he failed to finish the fight and let Usman recover and get back on his feet. But what's done, it's done. Really, what's done, it's done. We can't undo it. We pretty much can't undo it. So it's like we pretty much can't undo it. There are some things we can't undo, and what's done is done. Just saying, I would like if it was the other way around, but when it comes to Muhammad Usman, unfortunately, he won the fight. I watched Josie Edwards and Lucia, but I don't remember, mister. Round 2, heavy GMP elbows. You can rewatch the fight. And round 1, Lucia Pudilova was also unloading heavy punches of the top. She won 2 rounds too. And yeah, you can always rewatch that fight. And I'm trying to say, like, every single fight card we have a controversy. So it is what it is. But this fight was super controversial. And but okay, Lucia Pudilova versus Jocelyn Edwards, according to my mind, was a way greater robbery. Yeah. Got burned by the fireman and raw dodged last week. What happened? What happened, fella? No, really, I'd like to hear more. What happened? I mean, we discussed about this fight and what happened. So, like, we could discuss something else. Like, the Brazilian girl was a smash bet at minus 250 or something. Minus 250? Really? I forgot how much was the bet on the Brazilian girl. I forgot how much were the odds. Like, I don't remember every single odd. You know, I'm trying not to watch the odds. I bet against Francis Marshall yesterday. Bet against Raw Dog last week. I get it. This week I was 2 out of 2 with bets. something like minus 250, then minus 300 when fight started. This week I had two bets: Pavlovich to win and Pavlovich versus Blades not going the distance. 1 unit on Pavlovich to win, 1 unit on Pavlovich versus Blades not going the distance, and 0.5 units as a parlay piece for both. Like 0.5 units on Pavlovich to win and the fight not going the distance. These were my bets, and I got to say I'm pleased. This fight card I'm pretty much pleased. I think last fight card I missed one. Don't remember all bets exactly, but I always say my bets. I'm not like the MMA prediction guru or other guys who hide their bets or who want some Patreon money for that etc. I just want to help everybody. The Broggy Bear's only chance was a puncher's chance, but she has room for improvement for boxing. A lot of room for improvement. She has to improve her boxing significantly, and I think her boxing is pretty much off point. And you know, if you have a weak boxing, that's a problem. If you have a weak boxing, it can give you problems, especially against very very dangerous opponents. If your opponent knows to box like Jasmine Lucindo knows, you're digging yourself a grave. Literally, you're digging yourself a grave. Curtis Blades brought a genius game plan. Hey, Grayson, yeah, only one takedown. I've seen that. What were your bets last night? I was typing, didn't hear. There you go. I'm writing. There you go, my bets. I wrote, so even if you... I write, so I have no problems to write. There you go, my bets. Yeah, Curtis Blades had a master plan. He landed a single. He didn't land a single takedown. He attempted one takedown. Pavlovich, nice bet on Sergey. The tag both Pavlovich plus 140. I caught Sergey at plus 140, but I should have bet Sergey KO TKO. I just didn't have balls to play that. I don't know why. Yeah, but I'm telling, like I always tell you my bets, and I'm not like other guys. Other guys are looking for like Patreon and some additional money, etc. I'm saying if you want to support me, you can always pay membership or send super chat. But that's if you want to support me. If you feel you should support me, you can do it. But I would never ask money for bets. Jeremiah Wells loves the roids. True. Yeah, man. True. That's what I'm saying. Like, he loves roids. That's true. He was pretty much roided guy. Tomorrow I have a very interesting topic to discuss, and tomorrow, that will probably be evening my time, I will discuss how UFC insulted Canadian fans. He lost that fight, you can tell he was on EPO. Oh yeah, not only EPO, like, God knows what's that guy on. Let me see whether Jeremiah Wells is tested. Let me check USADA UFC testing. Let me see whether Jeremiah Wells is tested. I need to check this. Athlete test history. Select 2023. All MMA. Let me see. Jeremiah Wells. Let me see whether he's tested. He was tested only once. Let me see. Q2. What? Hold on. Holy shit! He was not. He was not tested in quartal number 2. Yeah, because of the cardio he had when doing all those takedowns when he was pretty much knocked out. I think doping is the worst in horse racing industry. The trainers use roids for horses to run faster. Yeah. So, yeah, that is messed up. So I assume it was busted. Check it out on your own, and you will see. He only had one test in the first quarter of the year. In the second quarter of the year, he didn't have a test. So, most obvious Roy cheat in the sport. Yeah, yeah. You can always check it. That is the link to check on USADA. And Charles Johnson is tested like 8 times. What the heck? Charles Johnson is tested 8 times. I use MMA Junkie on YouTube. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, man. Pretty much fine. MMA Junkie is a great website. Look at his physique and his age. Yes, I see it. I see it, man. His physique is like brutal. It's not just a genetic code. It's not just the workout and spending hours in the gym. It's not like spending hours in the gym. I'm just saying. This is looking like a horrible piece of play. For me, at least, it's a horrible piece of play. I'm just saying, fellas. Just saying, this was not a good way to go. Like, and let me see how many times was Matthew Semelsberger. Actually, I don't want to check. I don't care. But I'm just saying, Jeremiah Wells was tested only once. Yes, you're right, 100%. I can't accept the fact that some fighters are tested like 8, 10 times, or 64 like Kiri Prochazka. I assume Prochazka was sleeping with Jeff Nowitzki's wife or whatever. Got 3 more weeks of UFC before 1 week break, I think. Google to double check if interested. I think you are right. Actually, on that. I think you are pretty much right on that. So, yeah, I have to agree with you. I think 3 more consecutive UFC weeks, then we have a 1 week break, yes. But what I want to pinpoint is the fact that some people, USADA is a joke, test all fighters the same amount or not at all. True, Jeremiah Wells was tested only once in the whole year. He was not tested in the second quarter. What are we talking about? Hey, how are you, Jack Attack MMA? Bad semi by decision, so that is suck. Damage is king. Yeah, damage is king. That was a robbery. I agree with you. That was a horrible robbery. Yeah, that fight was a horrible robbery. That is true. The fight was a horrible robbery, and I assume they robbed him for a reason. I don't know why they robbed him, but 2-1 clean Semelsberger. Damage is parameter number 1. Anybody can read the rules. And you can see that Jeremiah Wells has been tested only once, and he was not once in 2023, and he was not tested in the second quarter. So, what are you going to say now? The fight was not rigged? Come on. There has been a bunch of fights, announcements lately. Got to put some more sprinkles in. I've got early predictions for every single fight. So if you have time, you can always take a look. I always put in the thumbnail what I think about the upcoming fights. So no worries about that. I mean, I'm always putting a thumbnail. So I'm really trying to follow hard as much as I can, as much as my health allows me. So my health is pretty much rocky these days, but I'm trying. I also thought Usman lost because he had all strikes on the ground, almost surprised they didn't stand him up. That referee made a mistake, man. Unfortunately, Usman had more of the control time, but he won via control. The referee didn't stand him up. That referee sucked. Performance was a joke. Yeah, he was backpedaling. He was fighting for his life, but he has more followers on social media, man. And that's why they gave him the decision not because he has more followers on social media. And because he is a brother of Big Kamaru Usman, right? He is a brother of Big Kamaru Usman. Oh yeah, you're a brother of Big Kamaru Usman. Well, fuck that. He was so scared on the feet. He was fighting for his life, man. Like he was playing hide and seek. I have a feeling he was playing hide and seek with Junior Tafa. Really, he was playing hide and seek. I mean, why would you play hide and seek in the first place? What does it bring to the game? It just brings ugliness to the game. Why would you play hide and seek? Pereira was tested just before the bout, but they hardly tested Adesanya this past few months. Adesanya was not tested in the second quarter of the year. If they have money to travel to Czech Republic and test Jiri Prochazka 6 times, they also have the money to test Israel Adesanya in the second quarter of the year, at least when he landed. His only instinct was to hug him against the fence, give him no space, did all damage on the ground. I know, he did all damage on the ground and still won. But I'm just saying for this fight, Wells also did 0 damage on the ground. He was just holding his opponent. And Semelsberger scored 2 knockdowns. Tafa only rocked Usman. Head rock matters, but it was not a knockdown. But Semelsberger dropped Jeremiah Wells once in round 1, once in round 2. He dropped him. So when you drop somebody, it's a damage, if I remember well. When you drop somebody, it should be damage, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you drop somebody, it's a damage. You can always correct me if I'm making a mistake. Please, feel free to correct me. But it's impact. It's impact. When you drop somebody, you're trying to finish the fight. It's impact when you're trying to finish the fight. So I do believe I'm pretty much right in this. I'm always trying to talk facts. So I'm always trying to talk facts. And tomorrow I will discuss in the evening stream. I will discuss how UFC decided to insult his way through. How UFC decided to insult his way, to insult the way through Canadian fans. They always say damage is the number one marker of winning the fight, but hardly ever use it to judge nowadays. Yeah, they hardly ever use it to judge nowadays. They hardly ever use it. That's true. They don't follow the criteria. Pavlovich has incredible hand speed. That is true. John Jones is next. John Jones is next, as unfortunately, have to say that John Jones is probably going to smoke out Stipe Miocic. So I believe Sergey Pavlovich is going to fight John Jones next. Did you see the mixed KO of Stott's nice knee? I did. I did. I was off point in that fight. I was thinking Stotts was going to win. What a knockout by Mix. All right, I've got to sleep for second shift job. Have a good one, guys. No props, fella. Thank you so much for being in the stream. And no props, man. No props. Like I will stay for a show for maybe a few more minutes. Just wanted to discuss this. And anyway, I had a bet on Stotts too. Was not expecting that. I know many had a bet on Stotts. I also thought Stotts was going to win or the fight was going to go the distance. Let me check out Nibe Mix 1 second. Okay, I'm here. No worries, man. No worries. I'm always here with my fellas. My best bet was probably Usman decision. Well, Usman won via decision, so you won. Mix never KOs people. Well, this is the first time, I guess. Nobody would have expected a knee KO victory from Petri Mix. Petri Mix is a technical fighter. Kinda that knockout reminded me on Edson Barboza versus Billy Carantillo because that knee landed pretty much clean as like no in that style. It was very cool to see Guru help you out with your medical fees. Oh, thank you, Jack Attack. Thank you so much, man. Well, of course he helped me. You see, I have crutches now. I fucked up my Achilles tendon, and you see this. My leg is badly fucked up still. See, I have a goddamn cast on my leg. But Billy was leaning down. Stotts was standing upright. Yes, he was leaning down. Made a mistake. It was even more crazy. Yeah, Billy was laying down and Mix caught him like, I don't even know how it happened. Yeah, of course, Guru. Guru is the best, believe me. He is the best, definitely. People can say whatever they want, but nobody forced Guru to help me. He did it on his own because that's him. Whenever I'm having a hard time in my life, Guru appears. Literally 3 times I was having a big problem in my life. 3 times he appeared. Guru making a lot of money. I don't know how much he makes, but he is awesome. He is really awesome. The first time when Guru, I'm going to tell you about the story about Guru. The first time he discovered me, I didn't discover him. He discovered me, just to know. So I was training, and Guru just sent a super chat, and he said, "I'm going to support you like later. I'm not much into boxing, but." I was like, okay. Then I've seen his channel, and his channel looked awesome. Then the second time, he supported me when I was giving predictions for some fights. I got around 100 subscribers. And third time, when I hurt my leg that evening when they put a cast on my leg, I was like, man, my dream is over. And then Guru sends 100 quid. I was like, what? And then Guru sends another 100 quid. I'm like, he is officially the first and only, and probably the only guy who made me cry in the stream. Wow, Petri Mix landed that knee at a distance and standing. Boom. On the button, true. I hope Stotts brushed his teeth before going fight night. Me too, man. Me too. I also hope he brushed his teeth. But I'm just saying about Guru. So that's the story you need to know. He helped me 3 times when I was having the worst problems of my life, and you know, you know, you will see. You will see who's you know how you see who's the real friend when you're having problems in your life. Real friends will help you. Guru is a millionaire. I didn't know that. Well, sir, in that decision, hope you're on that side. Actually, I think Semelsberger won, but anyway, I just elaborated. But okay, if you think differently, no problem, Matt. It's okay. The Juru, heartwarming stuff. Oh yeah, it is heartwarming stuff. I actually had Wells to win, but I just think judges made a bad call. But Matt, I had Wells to win, so it was accurate pick by me. Same like, do you remember when I had Pimblet? When I had Pimblet winning, you remember that? And then judges gave a victory to Pimblet. I won my parlay. I mean, I didn't bet on Wells, but I bet on Pimblet. I won my parlay, but I made a video. It was a horrible call. Tatiana Suarez and Mix have momentum going ahead. True. True. Yeah, Guru is probably earning a lot of money, and but he created his channel from the scrap. Literally, he created a channel from the scrap. So imagine being like that. He created a channel from the scrap. He created from zero. No, he kicked off from zero. Me, I'm earning enough to survive, but that's it. Gordon was looking good up until the headbutt. Hey, I haven't seen that headbutt at all. Do you believe that I haven't seen that headbutt at all? When it was a replay, I thought Bobby Green rocked him, and I was like, I was thinking it's a finish. Even I was yelling, "Oh, victory for Bobby Green at TC," and then headbutt. I'm like, what? I rewatched a headbutt, so I said, "What the heck?" And it really was a headbutt. But Guru was streaming every day. He grinded his way through with persistent streaming, and Guru in the early stages of his career, the only thing Guru had was persistence, and that's what I have. I have decent knowledge, and I am persistent, but I don't can't stream that much. I never think that knockdowns just give someone the round. They can't coast to that. Interesting to see where they both go from here, whether they do a rematch or not. I don't know. I don't know whether they are going to do a rematch or not. That's a nice question, honestly. I believe Bobby Green versus Gordon would be a nice rematch. Bobby Green was furious at the presser, yelling that he needs his money, so maybe they didn't give him money at all. I don't know, maybe they really didn't give him money at all, so maybe he was furious because of that, and you never know. Never know, maybe he was really furious because of that. But I'm just saying, anything can happen. And in general, about Guru like helping with medical expenses, that's amazing. They both get show. Hey Dan, how you doing? Yeah, they both get show. That is true. But Bobby Green, I haven't seen it was a headbutt. Now I'm saying honestly, I haven't seen it was a headbutt. I was even yelling that Green won the fight. If you watched me, you've seen that I was yelling that Green won the fight. And then out of nowhere, Green didn't win. It was a headbutt, gonna be ruled no contest. I was like, what? But it was a headbutt. We can argue all day long it was a headbutt. My sphincter was tight on the Wells decision. Well, you won, man. Anybody who bet on Wells decision won. And congrats. I also picked Wells to win. I'm not gonna lie. I picked Wells to win as a side pick, but I just think it was a horrible call, though. I just have a feeling it was a horrible call. But again, you see that I said nothing about Gomis versus Marshall because it really was a close fight. We haven't seen knockdowns, we haven't seen head rocks, we haven't seen brutality. I got him plus 1-0. Awesome, man. Congrats. And what I want to say is in this fight, Semelsberger knocked him down very badly in the first, nearly finished. In the second, he knocked him down too. So, third round is clean round for Wells. Nobody can say that Semelsberger won round 3. That's what I'm saying here. But I'm just trying to say it was a nice piece of play. Also to announce, tomorrow I have one interesting topic. I'm going to discuss how UFC insults Canadian fans at 289. I'm surprised it didn't get fight of the night. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. When we're talking about UFC Vegas 71 bonuses, we had four performances of the night. And the performances of the night went in the hands of Sergey Pavlovich, who destroyed Curtis Blades to move into title contention in the main event of UFC Vegas 71. Pavlovich earned his fourth performance of the night bonus of his octagon run, cashing an extra 50K for his handiwork. And also Bruno Silva knocked out Brett Tavares with a nasty strike, with a nasty punch. Chris Giagos fought Ricky Glenn with a violent punch too. And Montel Jackson finished Rani Aya with a barrage of heavy hands, and then just well, he nearly killed him via ground and pound. Luckily, the referee stopped that because it could have been a life-ending injury for Rani Aya. So I'm just trying to say it was a nice performance. We had four performance of the night awards, and I do believe four performance of the night awards are pretty much on point here. Like these were the best moves of the card, and my lock of the night was Montel Jackson, but I didn't lock on Montel. I didn't bet on Montel Jackson because it was minus 6, so I didn't want to risk. Got Brave starting in a few minutes. That's awesome, man. So you're gonna enjoy watching probably, as I am too tired to cover Brave. My dad, I believe, he has Brave, but I'm extremely tired, man. Silva plus 140 was nice. I just need to get some sleep today. I'm like for two nights I was waking up in the middle of the night, and I'm starting to feel very tired. Silva plus 140 was nice. It was brutal. Thank you so much for the support, High 3 MMA. Tomorrow I'm going to do some boxing predictions and, of course, UFC predictions as always at Tuesday. And I will try. I will try to grind hard. Listen, guys, I will grind as hard as I can. Just to know, I will grind as hard as I can. But, maybe they're going to decrease my meds now. Maybe there is a chance they're going to decrease my meds. So maybe I will be able to stream more at night. I don't know. I'm just hoping I will be able to. So right now I had to finish until 10, 11 p.m. When I was not doing a UFC event. But now I will be able to stream a bit later. So the man, the myth, the legend. Giddy up, cowboy. Yeah. I'm feeling better now. So what I want to say on Monday, I will stream as soon as MMA fighting show ends, or as soon as MMA hour ends. So because they allowed me to do that, they allowed me to stream when that show is on. So I'm like feeling better, recovering, but that's life, Life is always going to throw you curveballs. It only depends on whether you are going to accept the challenge or lose yourself. I always accept the challenge because that's me. I'm accepting challenges. I'm a fighter. This is maybe what I have right now. Doctor said it might be a career-ending injury. Fine. I'm going to be a streamer then. No problem. If I can't, I will be probably able to train. I don't know whether I will be able to ref, but I can also visit soccer matches too. But if I get back to refing, it will be awesome. If not, I will be the spectator on the match. You saw Stotts getting flatlined. Yeah, man, it was a brutal knockout. What a brutal knee it was. Wasn't a counter knee though. I don't even know how Patchy Mix caught him. It's like it's against laws of physics. I don't even know how Patchy Mix caught him. But Austin Green plus 3-0 versus Juan Adams. I took a shot on the dog. Good luck, man. I also think Austin Green is going to win. I didn't bet on Fury because we can't bet on Fury in my state. Even I don't visit my bookie now because I can't walk. Only my friend visits him and pays for my bets. Quickest money I've ever lost. Yes, man. Yes, I was also thinking Stotts was going to win, but Mix via KO. I was like, Mix via KO. Really? Patchy Mix via KO? What the heck? Like Patchy Mix via KO. Does it make sense to you? Bet online is the only place I could find it. Yes, bet online. Bet online is the only place. Yeah. Just wait for me for 2 minutes. I just need to do something. Just need to do something really quickly. Need to take something. Hold on 1 minute, please. Sorry, fellas. I'm here again. Sorry. I just had to do something. Just had to take a painkiller. This leg hurts like hell. Yeah, quickest money I've ever lost. Yeah, sorry. This leg hurts like hell. I had to take a painkiller. Usually doesn't hurt, but I was sleeping. I usually sleep on my stomach, but I was sleeping on my goddamn back, and I sleep on my goddamn back. Achilles tendon hurts like hell. I can't wait for another UFC week. Interviews, media day, weigh-ins, and stare downs. Yeah, you're right about that. I can't wait for it either. I'm looking forward to it. Just sorry, I had to take a goddamn painkiller. Usually not taking them, but this time simply, simply had to do it. Yeah, I simply had to do it. And right now, I'm telling, we're having the case of robberies here, and yeah, but split decision was a joke, really. That split decision was a joke, got to say. Really was, split decision was a goddamn joke. Yeah, I can't wait for another UFC presser. Like, I'm very much looking forward for another UFC presser. Bet online is the only place I could find it. Yeah, with Fury FC. Like in my state, you can't even bet Fury FC if you visit a bookie. They don't want to give you odds for Fury FC. I don't know why. Cage Warriors, they give you odds. Brave CF, they give you odds. Every single promotion, they give you odds. But that promotion, they don't want to give you odds for some reason. All other promotions, you can bet on LFA, you can bet on literally every single promotion, but you can't bet on that one. For some reason, you can't bet on that one, and somebody asks me, why is that? Do you believe that I've got no fucking idea? Nah, I got no fucking idea why is that happening. That's the only place to be, I guess. I hammered Marcos Rogério de Lima -135 against Waldo. That's awesome, Grayson. Did you hammer any more bets this week? This week I'm actually 2 out of 2 with bets. I'm actually 2 out of 2 with bets this week because I had Pavlovich versus Blades not going the distance, and I had Pavlovich to win straight, and also I had 0.5 units to parlay both of them. So yeah, I need to say I had it to parlay both of them, and it was nice. It was really nice. Did you hammer any other bet, Grayson? Hope you hammered something else, my friend. So I'm glad when people win, really. I'm glad when I help people. I'm glad when people win because that's just me. I'm a pretty much helpful guy. I'm a helpful guy. I'm a good guy. I'm not like a badass or horrible personality. That's just not me. I couldn't talk about that. I bet remember the name +135. Good luck, fella. Good luck. I'm considering Fernando Padilla +155. My typical unit bet, $10 is my typical unit. Plan on betting Belal too. Actually, I think Belal is gonna win that one, but I think I'm gonna go with over 2.5. To be honest, I parlayed Dumont Wells twice and haven't watched the Dumont fight yet. Why? Why you didn't watch the fight? You came out victorious, fella. Congrats. I mean, about Wells, I'm glad when my fans win. I'm always glad when my fans win. So don't think that I'm like, I was at work. Was it close? I think it was a clean win. I have no dilemma who won, but maybe at some point. Which girl is the hottest this week on UFC card? I'll check. This week? Got no idea who's fighting this week. I need to see who's fighting. If you ask Matt whether it was a close fight, I don't think it was close. I had no dilemma who won, so can't call it close. Cage Warriors this week, UFC Fight Night. I'm Invicta next week, ONE FC Rising, UFC 288, Canelo Ryder. A lot of things going on next week. I need to see who is fighting this week. Yeah, I really need to see who's fighting this week. This week, Stefan Yeager, Irina Alexeva. I don't like Irina Alexeva. I don't like her fighting style at all. Man, I can't stand her fighting style. Haley Cow and Jamie Lynn North. Both of them are cute. Stefan Yeager, she's also cute. I mean, Irina Alexeva is cute, but I hate her fighting style. Just say I hate her fighting style. Can't stand it. Can't stand that type of fighting style. It's like it's irritant. It's annoying. So much annoying, man. Such an irritant fighting style. But can she win? I'm not sure. Really much not sure whether she can win the fight. Okay, a few more minutes, then I'll have to go. It's Sunday, and yeah, man, my body got used to doing physical exercises, etc. But there's nothing I can do right now. There's literally nothing I can do right now. I can't do drills, and I'm fucked up, man. Yeah, sometimes you got to rest your body. I know. Sometimes you really got to rest it, but at the end of the day, that's the way it goes. That's how things function in the real life, in the real world. That's how things function. So, any lunch or dinner? I'm making chili. I actually made smoothie, fruit shake. I have a fruit shake. I actually made smoothie, so I had it for dinner. I had smoothie, and the smoothie is pretty much okay. Smoothie is pretty much okay. It was pretty much okay to me. I think smoothie was pretty much okay, my fellow. Smoothie with protein. Yeah, how did you know? Yeah, smoothie with protein. How did you know? Philly won back-to-back Pfeiffer Wells. Oh, way to go. Way to go, Matt. You know a lot of stuff. I'm surprised. You pretty much know a lot of stuff. Like the data, I'm like it's very hard to dig them out. It's very hard, to mine all those data. But I see now that you are right. Philly won back-to-back Pfeiffer Wells. True. Philly. Let's go, Philly. Ah, yeah, you said you're from Philly. Yeah, that's why you're from Philly. I forgot completely. I always forget. It's normal it's when it's your town. It's normal. Yeah, I get it now. And you're a real fan of the sport, a real diehard fan of the sport. Yes, smoothie with protein. Yes, that's what I was eating for dinner. Yes, but I'm betting round three over Darkhouse. I have the fight not going the distance, but if I must pick a side in the method, I'm going to go round 3 KO TKO. I call it fifth Adelphia. Fine. Well, you have your original American names, fellas. You have your pretty much original American names, and that's okay. That is pretty much okay to me in the first place. Pretty much okay to me. Fifth Adelphia. It's a dump, says Dan. I know. Never been there. But the wish of my life, you know, well, I need to stabilize myself with those injuries, etc. And on summer, I plan to travel. I'm going to travel to Bulgaria on summer, and I will go somewhere on vacation. But yeah, oh hell yeah, big sprinkle round three over Dark House. True, the world is a dump. Agree. Definitely agree with you, Matt, on that one. The world is a dump. 100% agree. Wherever you go, there are problems that you see. Who do you got between Pavlovich and Stipe? Pavlovich to win. Pavlovich to smoke him out. But I don't think we are going to watch Pavlovich versus Stipe. As unfortunately, I believe John Jones is going to defeat Stipe, as Stipe is pretty much out of his prime at the moment. Yeah, Stipe is pretty much out of his prime. Some places are more dumpy than others. Ha, that is true. That is true, man. And with King of NPCs, it's always fun in the chat because he knows some historical data which kind of remind me of good old days. Him and Jones. Uh, that's hard. I would go with fight not going the distance. I do think Pavlovich could defeat Jones, but questionable call. That's a questionable call. I would bet fight not going the distance. That would be my bet. That's a questionable call. That really is a questionable call. For me, it's a questionable fight because Jones is better on the ground. Pavlovich is better in the stand-up. Pavlovich is the okay. He is the best boxer in the division after Tom Aspinall, but he is the heaviest. He's got the heaviest hands. So and he is extremely fast. His hand speed is amazing, and I do have a feeling that Pavlovich could actually smoke him out if the fight remains standing. But if the fight gets direct to the ground, Johnny boy. Problem is John rarely gets his flush. Hello, Kevin. I live in a small town hours south of Boston. Pretty nice compared to most places I've been. Small towns are the best. Wish he defended more TDs. If he defended 3 solid TDs, I'd pick him over Jones. Uh, I know, man. That fight is hard to call. Think Aspinall is a nightmare matchup for Jones. I was saying this. Aspinall is recovering from a knee surgery, but I also say he is a nightmare matchup. Yes. I also believe Aspinall is a nightmare matchup. Yes, he's got better jiu-jitsu than John. And Aspinall's got brutal boxing. He is not as strong as Pavlovich, though, but he's got brutal boxing. He's really got brutal boxing, yeah. Problem is John rarely gets his flush. They get hit flush. That is true, Kevin. Jones will shoot, obviously. Well, he's got to shoot for his life. He's got to shoot in for his life. Jones could retire after the Stipe fight. Yeah, why not? He was way better hands power. I'd pick him confidently. It's hard to hit John Jones clean. That's true. He's got a great head movement, and it's a never easy task. It's a never easy task to catch him clean. To get him clean. It's you know. That's the way it goes. Like I think Jones could easily retire if he defeats Stipe, if he defends the belt. He's got nothing else to prove. That's at 205. He doesn't hit flush anytime. Somebody close to him in length, he does hit. All these guys gave long reach and power. Maretta nearly defeated him. I'm just saying, nearly. Was a super close fight, that one. But every single time when it was super close, judges gave it to Johnny Boy. So they probably had a reason for that, I assume. Are you worried about Pavlovich gas tank? Very worried. Very, very worried. If the fight advanced into championship rounds, I would have been super worried. I think Pavlovich gas tank is extremely critical. If he is unable to secure a knockout victory in round one, he's gonna have a hard time definitely. He's definitely gonna have a hard time in the later rounds. So not gonna be easy, I assume. Definitely not gonna be easy. Yes, I'm extremely worried about Pavlovich gas tank. Yes, Kevin. No, Guru was saying round 7 for tank. He actually got something boxing right. Oh, he did. That's awesome. Imagine Gustafsson had Pavlovich power 4 extra inches of reach. Yon would have been slapped. Yeah, that is true. UFC 165. I remember that fight. Yeah, judges have favoritism towards the veteran and the A side of fight. That is true. Yeah, I remember that. Like Tank, I had Tank Davis to win. I was right about Tank Davis to win, but I had Tank winning. Yeah. Yes, I'm worried about Pavlovich gets Tank very much. Yes, and it's always a pleasure. But these chats, I always learn something from these chats, and you are my inspiration, fans. Remember, you are my inspiration. You are my inspiration, and you are my power to push forward. When people ask, Cowboy, who gives you power to continue? Fans. I get power from fans. So my magical juice is fans. There's no other juice, guys. I have only one juice. That's you. No joke. And people ask who gives you power to continue. My fans give me power. Support. That's all. Like, even in the darkest hours of my life, you are staying with me. This speaks about you. It speaks that you are great people. Like, There is a difference between great people and horrible people, but my fans are great. All of my fans are great people. One can say whatever he wants. I will continue grinding. Guys, I need to get some sleep now. I would stay more, but I really need to get some sleep. I wasn't sleeping 2 nights properly. Air conditioners are stronger, but oh, thank you so much. Yeah, air conditioners are stronger. That's awesome. Anyway, I'm going. I'm going now. So have a great day, everyone. Night, night. And tomorrow I will stream one very controversial topic. So we're gonna have fun after the MMA hour tomorrow. Catch your fans. Need to get some sleep now. Night, night.